The goal of landing pages is to convert. It's important when writing the copy for a landing page to understand the psychology of persuasion. In this section, we'll take you through the 6 principles based on the research of a scientist called Cialdini around what it takes to write copy that persuades. The first principle of persuasion is the principle of likability, which simply states that people are influenced by people that they like. Now, likability comes in many forms. It may be people that are similar or familiar to us. What does that mean for a landing page? The hero shot of a landing page needs to be chosen very carefully using the principle of likability. In studies, they've shown that images of babies, women, animals, such as cats, and attractive individuals tend to have a better effect on audiences. In the example shown here by Highrise, by swapping the image from a middle-aged man to a young attractive woman, they significantly increased the conversion rates of their landing page. The second principle of persuasion is reciprocity, which is simply that people tend to pay back debts and return favors. They don't like the feeling of owing someone. In terms of landing pages, you see this used all the time. When companies give something extra to their customers, maybe a free trial or something else that's complimentary, what's important is to emphasize the value of it. In the case of the example we have here for The Sims 3, you can see that they're giving a lot of free content away. So they're talking about a free new town, a free sim points, thousands of free items. All of this is aiming to convert someone based on the principle of reciprocity. The third principle of persuasion is principle of social proof. This relies on people's sense of safety in numbers. Essentially, if a lot of other people are doing something, then it must be okay. And you can see this principle in action when you see large crowds or lines. Passerbys are more likely to stop and see what's going on. They're also more likely to join the crowd or queue. For landing pages, social proof is usually captured in testimonials or reviews. When you're selecting who is giving the testimonial, remember the principle of likability. Select people and pitches that are more likely to appeal to the target audience. The fourth principle of persuasion is commitment. After stating a goal or belief, people will continue with actions that are consistent with this. For example, if you state publicly to your friends or even privately to yourself that you are a vegetarian, you will take actions to be consistent with this. For landing pages, this is a rather subtle one to apply, but can be powerful. Generally, this is only applied to the call to action, simply because this is the only place you can state something or commit to something in a landing page. eHarmony have a great way of doing this. What you'll notice in this form is the way they've structured it. When I'm filling this out, I need to firstly put my name, and then I need to state that I'm a man seeking a woman. So this is actually declaring my intent to find a mate in writing up front. And you'll also notice that the call to action button is find my matches, which is another form of committing to the matchmaking process. They do this because the next page is a lengthy survey process, and they found that if people are privately declaring that they're committed to the matchmaking process, they're more likely to then complete the survey. The fifth principle of persuasion is authority. People are more likely to be persuaded by authority figures. This applies in day-to-day life all the time. We are more likely to listen to someone wearing a lab coat or a police uniform, or someone that goes by the title of CEO, vice president, professor, or even just someone that drives a nice car and wears a nice suit. Principle of authority touches every part of our life. For landing pages, the principle of authority means that you should use images of people in authority, testimonials by people with authority, and badges of certification, logos of prominent company are all things that give the sense of authority. In the example shown here of the Seiko watch, what you'll notice is that they've got this badge, and just changing this badge increased their conversion rate significantly. That's an example of using the principle of authority. The sixth principle of persuasion is scarcity. Scarcity states that things are more attractive to people when their availability is limited. For instance, we might buy something immediately if we're told that it's the last one or that a special offer will soon expire. For landing pages, this is something you should always build into your offers. Limit the availability and add time sensitivity to the offers. An excellent example in a landing page is the one shown here by Time. What you'll notice is they have several elements of scarcity. They have the the circle that says ends midnight, they state that it's a limited time offer. They have a little clock icon on the actual call to action. And then throughout the copy, they pepper time sensitivity into this offer. It's a great example of what to do in your landing pages using the principle of scarcity.